Five game-winning kicks. That's a lot of kicks. The Browns, they did something crazy. That game, what the heck was that? Oh my god. The Vikings, same type of thing, bro. And then the Lions, guys. They're so freaking good. Here we go, guys. Let's go. Show the play of the day, and it was Week 10 Sunday recap.
Coming, launches for Olave. He came down with it, and it's ruled a touchdown. A sign to see if this will stand. What a catch. Both feet eventually hit the turf, and he secured it on. That is one of the best catches you'll see.
Not only a great catch, but how about the throw, Adam?
Yeah.
I mean, throw it to the back pylon, throw it up in the air.
Murray running for his life. Murray trying to buy some time. Murray gets a couple of blockers. Murray's going to run for it. He's got it. First down, Cardinals. Has kicked 2 field goals from 50+. A chip shot. The 40.
From 41 yards, the kick is good. And the Lions come to Los Angeles and pick up another big win.
In the Super Bowl, Jim.
By the way, don't count them out for being the 1 seed either. They came in as the 2 coming into the week. They are something to watch.
And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Final. Of course, please like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the Week 10 NFL Sunday recap. Obviously, we had some crazy stuff happen. Of course, the NFL record was 5 games ending on a kick, and obviously, we had some crazy endings as well as that. Jesus. We're just gonna go through the injuries that happened on Sunday. A lot of guys are returning. I mean, like, yeah. Specifically on the Commanders, of course, we get to them really later, so stay around for that. But Caleb Farley's expected to be back for the Titans next week. Again, they are playing in Jacksonville. Seahawks have some guys that are coming back. De'Aaron Young did injure his abdomen. Obviously, Brian Moan is expected to be coming back for us with that ACL injury. Nothing much for the Jets or really the Giants. I mean, like, Deontay Banks injured his ankle. Same thing with honestly, Kayvon will probably be okay, but we'll have to wait and see. Jalen Hyde also got clocked. Aaron Robinson, again, he could be back. He didn't play this week, though, I think. I don't know, he didn't play. Oh, yeah. 3 big injuries for the Saints. What is it called? Marshawn Lattimore left with an ankle injury. That could be messy. Obviously, they are on their bye week. They'll be playing the Falcons, I guess, in Week 12, so that'll be cool. Michael Thomas injured his knee. Let's hope that's something serious. And obviously, Derek Carr got absolutely leveled for his shoulder injury as well. Continuing, like, guys are still, like, injured for the Patriots. Yeah. Nothing much for the Seahawks, though. Nothing crazy. Yeah, Dean Lowry did not play, though. Keep going up. What is it called? Nothing much for the, what is it called? Saints. And then, obviously, Corey Linsley didn't play against the Packers. Yeah, stuff like that. Keep going up. Tyson Campbell is questionable. Again, injured his hamstring. Against the 49ers. Keep going up. Nothing crazy. Keep going. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson could be back. I don't know. He tore his pec. I don't think that's happening. Whatever. Dwan Jones did not play. Of course, the, I won't say the star, but the surprise of the draft for the Browns. And then, what is it called? Nothing much for the Ravens, or really, I mean, no. What is it called? David Ojabo is expected to return Week 11. That would be big if they get. I don't think he's coming back, though. Ronnie Stanley is questionable, and same thing with, where is he? Marlon Humphrey. Both those guys got injured. Obviously, it was bad for Ronnie Stanley. That could really be bad, but we'll have to wait and see, obviously, with that. And Taylor Heineke left the game with a hamstring injury, so we'll see what happens again. They're on their bye week, though, in the Falcons. Today, though, I mean, nothing much for the Titans. Again, Traylon Burks is concussed, but, again, nothing crazy for really any of these teams going up here. Minka, again, he injured his hamstring, did not play against the Packers. And continue. I don't see anything major. Again, where is he? We'll get to the Niners, right? No, not the Niners. The Steelers? No. Quan Alexander tore his Achilles, so he's out for the rest of the year. Yeah, that sucks. Keep going up. Nothing much. Yeah, you could see Devon Achane return. Obviously, they have a pretty big game against the Raiders. See what happens there, obviously. Yeah, there really isn't nothing crazy here, guys. And yeah, that's all I really got for the injuries. I mean, yeah, again, Marlon Humphrey calf injury. We'll see if he can come back. J.C. Horn could be back as well. They had a huge game against the Cowboys next week. And yeah, obviously some stuff for the Bengals as well. And that's all I got for the injury report, guys, today. Let's get right into the first game. Live from Germany in the last international game. Here it was. It might have been a clunker, but here again, kind of the highlights, Colts and Patriots.
Welcome back to Frankfurt, Germany for the finale of the Frankfurt Games and the International Series. First time. And Jones flips it out. Nice play right there. And a big play for the Patriots by Zeke. 7-yard attempt to put points on the board here for New England. And he got it. Minshew running out of time, but running away from trouble. And he's got McKenzie. And they're dispatching with the push formation. It's Jonathan Taylor bouncing it right. Touchdown. Matt Gay. Nope. Short. Minshew flips it, tipped, and intercepted. And nope. It is close, and it's called no good. That one's good. Game from 51. And it is good. Jones over the middle. That's a nice grab by Douglas and Moore. And 12. Jones on the play fake. Intercepted. And returned. Minshew's going to throw. Minshew. Buying time. Flips it out for Downs. Less than 40 seconds to go. Zappy with a fake snap. Spike, but man, it's intercepted. Oh, boy.
And the Colts figured out how to get into their bye week and out of Germany with a 10-6 ugly, awful, terrible game win. Yeah, this game was really bad. Again, they moved back to 5-5, won their second straight game, and they are somehow in the playoff picture. And they have a very easy schedule too. So like maybe you never know. So yeah, Patriots are 2-8. They're tanking. They got a huge tank pull off their bye against the Giants. So see what happens there. They need to really blow it up and probably fire Bill Belichick. Not fire Bill Belichick. Get rid of him. Gardner, I'm not gonna lie, he was actually kind of decent again. He didn't really have much pressure on him the whole game. Like he was able to move and do what he usually does. The interception wasn't particularly great. That was kind of a bad throw. And also, again, I think he could have been connected on some of those other throws. So it wasn't like Gardner had the most accurate day per se, but he was pretty good at moving the pocket. Running game definitely struggled. Jonathan Taylor did get 23 carries on the first drive. That was really the only good drive of the whole game on the touchdown, but outside of that, nothing much happened there. Josh Allen was getting open a lot, but obviously Gardner Minshew could not connect with them too much. Michael Pittman was pretty productive, though, 8 for 84. A lot of those were screens. Alec Pierce ran a lot of routes. Not many targets. Only had one catch for 21 yards, but it was a big play. Defensively now, they were really good, to be completely honest. I think it was actually more them than the actual Patriots offense sucking, but didn't have to do much covering. Kenny Moore was awesome, had 5 tackles. As well as the fact that Julian Blackmon, of course, had the huge interception. Rod Thomas, finally, these safeties are actually playing somewhat decent. I wouldn't say they were crazy great. They did give some big plays in terms of what is called not leveling down the screen game, but honestly okay. Speaking of that, Shaq Leonard is not as good as EJ Speed, at least at this point. He did have a couple nice tackles and assists underneath, obviously, with the run defense, but EJ Speed was much better in terms of coverage. Let me just be completely honest there. I don't think he's that great. But either way, Deo Dingble had 3 sacks. They're basically all on the first drive, but yeah. Kwity Paye also had a sack and tackle loose. They were getting a lot of pressure, but yeah, it was definitely more the fact that that happened. Matt Gay also missed a field goal. For the Patriots, though, Mac Jones was terrible again. Yeah, I don't care about the completion percentage. He was not pushing the ball downfield. 15 of 20, 178, of course, the interception. Screen passes as well. Bailey Zappi was not god-awful, actually. I think he had some nice throws, again, on the 3 completions, but again, that pick was really bad at the end of the game. And I see Ramondre Stevenson, 88 yards and 20 carries. Again, the running game was somewhat efficient, but I just don't think they didn't really actually get good runs, like really good runs. And they just didn't really stick with it. I think it's not as much as you think they would have. And as well, Zeke was actually pretty decent, getting 2 catches for 34 yards. I think highest total yards, 88 yards in the game. DeMario Douglas is, again, he's probably the best receiver right now at 6 for 84. Juju sucks. Keyshawn Booty is booty. And Ramondre Stevenson didn't do much either. The tight ends were getting double teamed as well. Meanwhile, defensively, this is actually a pretty solid defense. Obviously, their front 7 is about as average as it gets. Josh Uche was okay. Wait, I thought he was out. Whatever. I got really confused there. The corners were pretty bad, though. They were giving up a lot of separation. And they didn't get too much pressure, so again, with all that in mind, again, this was a tough game for them. The safeties did play pretty well, though, so, I mean, I'm okay with that, but obviously, again, with some guys, like, their two best defensive players injured, it's really hard to manufacture some of the pressure. Miles Bryant, 2 tackles and an interception, though. Looking at the team stats, though, again, the Patriots did outgain them by a considerable amount in yardage. Just the fact, again, they kind of screwed it up in the red zone. And they also had 2 turnovers. Again, they had the ball a lot longer, though, and, again, both of these teams had, like, it felt like they had so many punts. How many? Yeah, 5-4. It was brutal for this game, guys. This game was really bad. But they did have 167 rushing yards for the Patriots, so, I mean, I guess they got that. But, yeah, they got both these teams going on the bye week. Patriots have a tank bowl in 2 weeks. I'm really excited for that one. Now it's great getting keys game grades. This offense is god-awful. I don't even care, like, what I said. There's really nothing to say. Like, they did not do anything right, just particularly, they had a decent first drive, but outside of that, guys, they sold so hard in this game, and even then, like, it wasn't even that great. But they did have a couple yards, so, I mean, that's okay, but, guys, 6 minuses. That was really bad. Defensively, after Minshew playing, yeah, they didn't really get much pressure at all. The boundary, I'm gonna be honest, they didn't have to do it too bad defending. Now, I think, again, they could have done a better job at defending what is called after the, like, in broken plays, could have done a little better there. They weren't blitzing too much at all. Kyle Duggar was okay in, on dime, first down, but they really weren't actually trying to press that too much. I guess was a good thing, considering the fact that they didn't really, Colts didn't run the ball there once until, like, the third quarter, I think. So, yeah, defensively, there's really nothing much to say. I mean, they kind of had a decent game. I'll give them 3 pluses, but they definitely had some plays. I'm like, yeah, the coverage just wasn't in there. But, I mean, let's be completely honest, guys. Holding a team to 10 points is not easy. So, yeah, good job, Colts. Patriots, not really that, though, because this game sucked. Now let's get to a really crazy game. Texans and Bengals. Here are the highlights. And for the Colts offense, Minshew actually getting some chances to throw downfield. He did. He just didn't hit many of them. Jake did get 20 plus touches for sure. Michael Pittman did get 11 targets. Offensively, they did that thing I wanted them to, but obviously they just didn't really move football, like, very consistently in terms of getting the ball in the red zone and stuff like that. And also that, again, Minshew did miss some of those throws, which I think he could have hit later in the game. I think schematically they were pretty decent. I'll give them 2 minuses, because I don't think they were actually that bad. Again, they just got to be able to be a little more consistent next week. No, 3 minuses. 10 points is really bad. Eventually, keep the pass to a minimum, the big runs. Yeah, play man on third. To create one-on-ones for playing to force Buckner. Yeah, Ryan Thomas did not miss a tackle. He actually had a couple nice plays too. Eventually, it was kind of a picture perfect game plan. Obviously, they've been really good the past 2 weeks. Again, they only gave up, what was it? Who did they play last week? Panthers. They had a really good game. They only get 13 points this week. They only get 6. I like what this defense is doing. Obviously, going in the bye, they can really refresh and really turn it on after that. Now let's look at the Patriots, which is really not much to say.
From Cincinnati, CBS Sports presents the National Football League. Today, they use 7. Another third down on the opening drive. Williams is the back. Burrow to the air, and he's got him! Caught! Touchdown! He's in the backfield. Uh-oh.
They lost the ball on the snap.
They did indeed.
Fumbled exchange.
It's 1st and goal. Fake to Singletary. To the air. Dell will dance, dive, and score! What a play! Here comes after the 3rd straight Bengal punt. Stroud on 1st and 10. Going deep. And caught on the play. Grab by Noah Brown. Mike Boone is the back. 3rd down and 6. There's a 5-man rush. That ball is free and floating and grabbed by Hilton now to the playoff, but they do. So here comes Stroud. Schultz the block. Here comes Hendrickson down the middle. It goes. Caught. Another great catch. Here is Matt Amendola, who played in the XFL. Signed this week a field goal. Go! It got it from 40. Down in 7. Hendrickson blocked at the last second. And look at the twirling and escaping Stroud, and somehow he finds his receiver.
Legal touch by the offense.
Amendola will try a 22-yard field goal and nail it in the lead of the Texans last year. Quiet today. Pitch out. 1st and goal. Singletary is in. A rushing touchdown for Devin Singletary. 6-yard wins the Bengals closer. Beautiful kick. 50-yarder. Williams had a block and Brown had a block. The 2 tackles going deep. He's got him. Jason to 20. You can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown Cincinnati.
Able to make all the plays here today.
Fake the Singletary. 2nd down 5. First play 4th quarter, and he's got his receiver. Who else? Noah Brown. Down moments ago. 1st and goal. Stroud, he's got 6. He's in for the touchdown. C.J. Stroud's 2nd rushing touchdown this season.
He couldn't get there in time. Excellent job by Mixon.
1st and 10. Little high. Oh, it's picked off. Intercepted on the play by Houston Carson.
New York about an ejection.
Here comes Burrow. He's chased by
Really good
Bernard.
that threat, yes.
Oh, it's intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone by Griffin. 3rd and 2. Singletary a block.
Oh.
Intercepted. He's gotten picked off. Taylor Britt has come in with a big interception. 1st and goal. Bengals with just one timeout. Trying to close the gap. Mixon. Touchdown, Cincinnati. 2nd and 10. Burrow. What a catch. Boyd off to the races. Broke a tackle. Petrie. He's gone. Let's see. They'll knock him out. No wind. Perfect. Underneath they go again. Getting close. Breaking free. Brown breaking free. Brown to the 20. Bulldozing down there to take a lead with 5 seconds to go. Off the practice squad for the lead, and it is gone!
And the Texans pull off the upset, knocking off the Bengals 30-27, which was a wild game. But I'm going to be completely, blatant here. Yeah, the Texans outplayed the Bengals big time this one. Again, they were up 27-17 in that 4th quarter, pulled away, and obviously, CeeDee Stroud threw a crucial interception, and yeah, he had to kind of save him in the end. But yeah, the Texans go to 5-4, and we'll get to the Jags game later. But if you didn't know, yeah, the Texans have a legit shot at winning the division. They just can't really fumble some games away the next couple weeks. Obviously, at the Cardinals next week, which should be really exciting considering the fact that Kyler Murray against CJ Stroud. That should be, again, a really exciting game. Bengals in at 5-4. They fell. Obviously, they got a must-win game against the Ravens in just a couple days, again, on Thursday night. So I'm really interested to see how that game goes. But obviously for CJ Stroud, again, he wasn't perfect by any means in this game. He threw that bad interception. Had some throws. I'm like, eh. But overall, he was freaking fantastic. 23-39, 356 again. The touchdown. Also ran for 1. If you didn't know. And obviously, again, very, very, very good game. But I'll be completely honest, guys. The offensive line was crazy. And also, Devin Singletary, 30 for 150 and a touchdown. Very, very good game. They fed him the ball. Noah Brown, 7 for 172. He caught, at least 4 passes that were at least 30 yards downfield or something like that. 25. He got a lot of deep passes. Huge day. Dolan Schultz, 4 for 71, was also pretty productive. Tank Dell, 6 for 56, and also touchdown. Was getting open a lot on screens. Robert Woods also had a nice catch as well. I like a lot from what I saw in terms of the play action they used in this game. Defensively, though, down to Houston Carson, I doubt he would have 7 tackles and interception. But again, without Jimmy Ward, I think, yeah, he had a pretty good day. Sean Rankins, 5 tackles, 3 sacks. He was a menace in this game. Again, he was getting help from because Malik Collins was getting doubled a lot. He had 3 pressures in the first drive, and they just said enough's enough. So, yeah, Sean Rankins got some opportunities, but don't get it confused. He had a really good game. Xavier Thomas also had 4 tackles. Denzel Perryman also had 4 tackles. Both those guys were doing a lot of the run game work. And obviously, Jonathan Bernard had a sack as well off the edge. He's getting back to his old self. Blake Cashman, Christian Harris also did a little decent job, somewhat okay in coverage. All that jumbled together. And obviously, Steven Nelson, Shaq Griffin were pretty menacing. What it's called at corner. Shaq Griffin, of course, with that interception. Bengals, though. Joe Burrow was really good. I'll be there, but obviously 27-40, 347, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Yeah, one of the picks was really bad. The overthrow. The other one, I'm not too confident. That was it was probably both of them were pretty bad. But actually, do that throw. What is called 64-yard bomb to Jamar Chase on the run. That was pretty cool. But eye test wise, he had a really good game. But he had some inconsistencies. I don't think he wasn't the complete reason they lost this game. But those picks were pretty crucial to be yeah, that's kind of how it was. Joe Mixon, 11 for 6 touchdown. Could have given him a couple more carries, but they did get some good opportunities through the air. Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, both for over 100 yards, 110 yards, 115 to be exact. Obviously, Tyler Boyd had that huge catch that set him up inside maybe the 5. Trent Irwin also caught a touchdown, but he was a little inconsistent. Tanner Hudson being your leading tight end guy is not great, but overall, offensively, it was a pretty good game. Then again, just the 2 turnovers. Meanwhile, offensively, Cam Taylor-Britt was really good. 7 tackles, interception. Red Sea just started on that throw. Obviously, Mike Hill and Chidobe Awuzie being your other leading tacklers is not good. The linebackers definitely didn't have their best game. Dax Hill was decent at free safety, though. I'll be on. And then obviously, what is it called? Nick Scott did not have a great game. They didn't get too much pressure either overall. So again, with all that said, it wasn't the best game. Team stats, though, obviously, the Texans having 544 yards of offense will probably lose you most games. And obviously, they had 7 yards per play, and they outgained them in a lot of ways. But I'll be honest, big plays definitely went to the Bengals side. Not obviously overall big plays went to the Texans, but they had some more crucial ones and timely ones as well. 3-2 turnover ratio, both teams turn over the ball. It's definitely a little bit of a sloppy game, but then again, the Texans have the ball a little longer. They definitely, converted on their 3rd downs. a little better. Again, yeah, 6-14 is 4-13, but their third downs were definitely big, and obviously they a lot more. I mean, not a lot more. They had a good amount more third downs. Big difference in this one as well. So yeah, again, 4-1 sack ratio as well. That's all I got there. Let's get right into these game grades. All right, Texans offensively, the line has to establish an advantage off the line on the first drive. They didn't actually. I didn't really see much of that. It was more the fact that again they just were able to run the ball somewhat. Again, definitely Devin Singletary. And continuing to anticipate on defense crossing out in the boundary, yeah, they did a really good job there. He's actually hitting a lot of receivers over the middle. CJ Stroud actually had another really, really good game. Offensively, again, 540 yards of total offense. Yeah, the turnovers really suck. Honestly, 5+ is getting the turnovers, but outside of that, I mean, they're really good. Defensively, though, don't let Joe climb in the pocket and to extend. Yeah, definitely. Sean Rankins, he had a lot of pressures. Steven Nelson, 75 rating allowed, man, yeah, under 25 points allowed. No, they gave over 25. They gave a couple too many big plays, in my opinion, but outside of that, I mean, that was probably one of their best defensive performances of the year. 3+. Now let's talk about the Bengals. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, 2+ back shoulders. Tyler Boyd did a couple of those. They had a very good connection in this game. Joe Mixon didn't have 5 yards per carry, but he was kind of close, I guess. Matched the big plays with the Texans. Yeah, somewhat. Obviously, it was just a little more inconsistencies, and obviously the offensive line did not funnel some of those, stunts that they ran very well, and they also got some chips on them as well, so... Continuing with that, I will give them 2 minuses, but that's just honestly a minus. I don't even think they played that bad. Again, just really the 2 turnovers. But honestly, they were just better in the red zone. They would have won this game. Defensively, though, Minshew did throw over the deep middle, yeah, and he definitely cooked you. Dax Mills was not that. He honestly didn't actually play that bad at all. But DJ Reed and Nick Scott did not have their best games. Again, they just gave too many yards on the ground. They didn't really show much resistance at all up front. So with all that in mind, I have to give them 6 minuses. Yeah, again, they had that big Cam Taylor-Britt interception. They also had forced a couple other turnovers. But again, outside of that, this defense had a really rough day. 6 minuses. Time for the Packers and Steelers. Boy, was this game a doozy.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, comfortable afternoon. Temperature 51 degrees, wind not expected to be a factor, but as we know, things can change. From the 4. Give it to Harris. There's a hole. Touchdown, Steelers. A walk-in for Najee Harris. Wilson is in there. Motion man is Reed. Love. Lofts it. Back of the end zone. Romeo Doubs. He's got it.
In the bunch, they're trying to do a lot of things to shake him free.
Running play for Warren. Jalen Warren rips through for the touchdown.
Some more points on the board if you're Pittsburgh at this stage.
And Boswell drills it. But he gives confidence to the group. It's A.J. Dillon. Big gain for Dillon. And forced out of bounds.
One off of the other.
Jones exits the backfield. Love pulls the trigger on a deep one. Caught. Touchdown. Jaden Reed.
Pretty well executed drive there for Green Bay to answer back.
And it's blocked. Ball is free. They get the playoff. Love will throw to the sticks. It's a first down. Caught by Jones. And the kick is good. They get the playoff. Love. Right down the seam for Musgrave. Green Bay the lead. Borzik snaps it. The hold from Whelan. And the field goal. 49-yard attempt for Chris Boswell. Leans into it. And he connects. 2nd and 7. Harris remains in there. Give it to him again. This time there's a hole. Harris takes that hole and turns it into a big gain.
Doesn't have to cover on this one.
Harvin holds it. And Boswell nails it. Love lets it fly. End zone. Off the deflection, it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. Trailing by 4. Love keeps it downfield, and it's caught by Reed. Forced out of bounds for the Packers. Love throws, end zone, intercepted, and it's over. Casey, it's done.
And the Steelers win their 2nd straight game at home, knocking off the Packers. 23-19 was definitely definitely shouldn't have been as close game. But yeah, I'm going to be completely blamed here on the Steelers. They're going to get their absolute butts whooped next week in Cleveland. They're probably going to get shut out and lose by 30. That's what I think is going to actually happen. Because the Steelers, obviously, they lost week 1. They won 2 in a row. Then they lost 1. They got blown out. Then they won their next 2. Then they got blown out again. Yeah, no, they lost by 10 points, double digits. Then they won 2 straight, and then next week I think they're gonna get blown out in Cleveland. Huge game for them next week though. Packers on the other hand, they do fall to 3-6, but I will be honest, their offense looked a lot better this week. And again, they have the Chargers next week, so I mean, if they really just don't suck on offense, they should be good. Jordan Love, yeah, not very accurate overall, but that's like his thing. He was also really good downfield though. Like again, very very consistent with those reads. And also again, those 2 picks were really bad. The first one was a tip pass, and he probably shouldn't have thrown that thing anyway. Like the one he threw against the Raiders to end that game, I'm gonna be honest, I'm okay with that. Like a 50-50 ball, you gotta have your guy come down with that. But this week again with Christian Watson, that was a really bad one. And the one in the end zone at the end of the game, I mean, it was kind of like a really dumb read in the first place, which kind of like showed his like fourth quarter performance overall. And again, his processing ability overall as well. But I mean, like, let's be honest, guys, it really wouldn't have mattered anyway. No one was open on that play. But either way, he threw nearly 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I guess that's good. I mean, I don't think a Packers quarterback's thrown for 300 yards since. Let me think. What was it? Did he throw for 300 this game? No, he threw for 288. What about how many throw for this game? No. Who do they play week 16? Oh, no, week 15. Packers, Ravens. I think it was this week. Yeah. No, not even. What the heck, bro? Bears? Did he throw for it? Okay, there we go. They haven't actually had a 300-yard passer since week 14, so yeah, it's getting up there. It might be 2 years since they have a 300-yard passer. But the running game, Aaron Jones wasn't good. Like that's true in this game, but he also like didn't really get many good touches. A.J. Dillon, yeah, had one nice long run, but again, he's still not that great. Jalen Reed, 584 touchdown. Obviously, kind of build out Aaron Rodgers at the end there. Luke Musgrave caught a couple big passes. Dontavius Wicks was also pretty good. I think he's a good player. Roman Dobbs was also pretty consistent with a touchdown. Christian Watson continues to disappoint. Defensively, though, I mean, their offense line is also okay. Defensively, again, they just didn't really do too much in terms of, like, making any impact plays, but tackling was pretty decent. Up front, they were pretty atrocious in terms of the run fits, but I don't think that's actually that big of an issue, considering the fact, again, guys like Devondre Campbell, Lucas Vaness, and Kenny Clark were doing a decent job at, like, again, winning their matchups. Obviously, though, Isaiah McDuffie had a really nice day. Jonathan Owens and Ruby Ford were basically the only guys actually making tackles in terms of, like, in the run defense, because they were getting the second level a good amount, but I do like this. Honestly, I don't think this defense played that bad. Meanwhile, the Steelers, Kenny Pickett just didn't really do much. Dylan Warren and Najee Harris continue to have efficient days, back-to-back weeks, so I guess that's good, but yeah, Kenny Pickett didn't really do much there. No one was really getting open either, I'll give him that. DeAndre Johnson really only got free once, and George Pickens was not good. Connor Hayward, I'm like, bro, you got to at least try to run a route correctly, because holy crap, some of those routes were really weird. And speaking of that defensively, CJ did his stuff, 7 tackles on his interception, sack. But outside that, I mean, they did a decent job in the secondary overall. Again, DeMonte Casey filled in very nicely for Minka. But, I mean, like, up front, they really weren't getting too much pressure. Joey Porter Jr. continued to miss tackles. Keanu Benton wasn't getting any pressure. But, again, he was making his plays against the run. So, I guess that's good, guys. But, like, this defense didn't really play that well. Team stats, obviously, they had a lot more yards. But at least the Steelers did run for 205 yards. So, honestly, I think that if the Steelers' running game can continue to evolve and they can actually get some big plays out of the passing game, this offense could actually be pretty good. But, like, right now, they're just not there. Obviously, the 400 yards for the Packers as well. They had the ball less and also threw 2 picks. Again, big difference in this one. And also, again, the fact that, again, the Steelers were a little more efficient, I think, again, not by yards per play, but they were a little more efficient overall. So, yeah, Packers can stop relying on those big plays, and maybe the Steelers can actually, like, put something together through the air. They should be good. Packers offensively, Jordan Love did throw for over 200 yards and threw 2 picks. Christian Watson was not good. Aaron Jones, I think he might have got 20. I don't think he got that many. Offensively, there was a good sign, but they still can't really like have a complete game. One of the more complete games, honestly, 2 minuses. I like what I saw, but still, they just didn't really figure it out at the end of the game. And Jordan Love those 2 crucial picks. Defensively, though, make Kenny step up on the first drive. Yeah, he did. But again, they didn't really give up that there. Najee was really effective there, and obviously Quay Walker didn't do too much overall. So, again, I think he was hurt. But defensively, that was definitely not their best performance. But I don't think they played too bad overall. Again, the run defense has never been that good. So, I'm not really expecting much there. I'll give them 3 minuses, though. I mean, guys, the Packers didn't actually play that bad. So, I mean, like, I guess it's somewhat encouraging. But, guys, the Steelers aren't that good. Now, let's talk about them. Defensively, first thing first, they did, no, they definitely got 10 points. They scored 17. So, I like the approach they had, definitely going out, running the ball a lot. Kenny Pickett did have a couple nice completions there, but not too many. And, obviously, Deontay Johnson did have I think 3 targets, but yeah, none of the receivers getting open. And also Kenny was just not like they didn't throw the ball that much, which I guess I like because they did get ahead. So again, the running game forefront was decent, but guys, they still didn't have that great of a game. I'll give them equal sign because they run 205 rushing yards is 205 rushing yards. Defensively though, T.J. Watt did not get 2 sacks, but he almost did. Minka wasn't there, but again, Tamonde KZ basically filled in for him. Joey Porter Jr. again, decent in man, just couldn't really tackle that well. So defensively, they still had some growing pains. They really didn't play that well at all. But then again, they did come through in the end. I'll give them 2 pluses. Steelers played it probably like their B game. Yeah, they still figured out a way to win, guys. Steelers get a huge game next week. Packers got the Chargers as well. So we'll see what happens there. Now let's see the Titans and Bucs, guys. This game really wasn't really that notable or exciting at all.
It's week 10 of the NFL on CBS, and today from steamy Tampa, 38-yard attempt for Nick Folk. That one is good. Defense. 3rd and 15. Mayfield deep down the middle of the field. He's got Tompkins down there. Picked off. Roger McCreary on the interception. Folk's kick is not even close. Here comes Jeffrey Simmons. Mayfield able to get it to White, and he's got room to run. Rashad White inside the 20, the 10, 5, 9. Mayfield taking a deep shot for Mike Evans, and he's got him inside the 10. McLaughlin from 25 yards away, and the kick is good. To Evans again at the 5, muscles his way in. Touchdown, Tampa. 10 for Nick Folk. And the kick is good. 5-yard attempt for McLaughlin. He's 1 for 1 today. And now 2 for 2. And when you think about it, 6.5 to play. Levis. As he throws, it's up for grabs, and it's picked off. Antoine Winfield Jr.
And the Bucs win their first game in what seems like over a month with a 20-6 win to snap again a 4-game winning streak over the Titans, who fall to 3-6. And if you didn't know, they're actually 3-13 in their last 16 games. Yeah, before that they were really good with Ryan Tannehill. Like that seems like a while ago, and this Titans team is not very good. Will Levis, he actually did a decent job throughout his progression in this game. Like, he actually did a pretty good job reading the field. But he had some errant throws. Again, that he'll develop with that. But obviously, like, again, none of the receivers were getting open at all. Kyle Phillips was really the only one remotely getting, like, actually open. But even then, like, they were doubling and bracketing him for, like, many plays. Especially when they're running outside leverage. Jared Hopkins was a bum in this game. No one did anything. Like, I'm being completely honest. Outside of getting Kyle Phillips with some big plays, I really didn't see much. Nick Westbrook went back to him being terrible. They only ran the ball 16 times, though. They got to run the ball more than that. Like, again, they did get down early, but, like, guys, it's got to be better than that. Derrick Henry getting 11 carries in any game is inexcusable. Defensively, though, they weren't actually that bad at all. I think they're tackling, and they're really just, like, the toughness that they showed was not there. But they did get some decent pressure. They weren't winning up front pretty consistently. Roger McCreary came back and had a big interception. But again, little spotty in terms of the safety play. Amani Hooker did not really do a good job again playing. I don't even know what he was doing for most of this game, to be completely honest. Like, watching him on film, like, what the hell was he doing? Azeez Al-Shaair was decent in the run defense, but outside that, I mean, no one really, like, had really much of a sign of life in this one. And as well, again, that Nick Folk missed field goal was pretty ugly. Bucs, though, Baker was average, 18. I mean, he had a decent day, I guess. 18 of 29, 278, 2 touchdowns and a pick. The interception was probably not his best decision there, but outside that, I mean, he was pretty good. Rashad White in this running game they were there, but that's really about it. Again, Rashad White had that 46-yard catch and run touchdown. Mike Evans had a really solid day, 6 for 143 and a touchdown despite like 3 drops. Chris Godwin continued to be somewhat productive, but again, he's getting triple teamed because again, he's their most reliable offensive player. Defensively, they were good. I think their coverage was, again, really solid. Again, I don't think it was, again, all those 10 receivers not getting open. Again, they did actually do a really good job of covering them. What is it called? Ryan Neal had a really good game. 2 tackles, but, like, really good in coverage. Shaq, Barrett, Devin White. They had, like, 3 guys that had, like, I think 4 guys that had a sack. Maybe only 3. No, 4. Something like that. Anthony Winfield Jr. also had a pick. The safeties definitely had a bounce-back game. Most of these guys did. Big game for these guys. Moving over to the deep team stats, obviously the Bucs had a lot more yardage and a lot more rushing yards, which didn't really say much. And neither of these teams ran the football, and they really didn't try to either. So, yeah. I mean, and the Bucs kind of, but yeah. There's really nothing else to say. Both these teams were pretty decent on third down. Again, the Bucs just, again, didn't really turn over the football as crucially, I guess you could say, and they also had the ball a little longer. And again, big plays were definitely much more abundant for the Bucs. They got a huge game in San Fran next week if they want to really show that, like, I mean, maybe they're okay. They win that game, and obviously the Titans. You got the Jags next week in Jacksonville, and they're going to be really angry. But hey, maybe you win. Jacksonville's sucking at home this year. All right, Titans offensively, Derrick Henry, no, not even close. Will Levis did take a couple shots, but none of them were crazy. And Kyle Phillips did, I think, get 6 targets. Again, he was getting bracketed a lot, though. Offensively for the Titans, I will give them 5 minuses. It was frustrating to watch. Again, Will Levis was going through his reads. No one was open. Then he took a sack. Stuff like that. It was just not a good day. Defensively, though, honestly, I'm going to 6 minuses. Don't give Baker the ability to step up. He did that a lot. Jeffrey Simmons did make a couple plays, but nothing like crazy. And then, obviously, Harold Landry did not have his best game. Defensively, I don't think they were particularly bad, but again, they just gave up a couple too many big plays, and also the fact, again, they were just having some lapses in their run defense. Did give me some concern in this one, so I'll have to give them 4 minuses. I think, again, they definitely could have played a better game. Now let's look at the Bucs. Bucs offensively, they didn't have 30-plus points, but they definitely had a good game. Baker, I think he had maybe not adjusted, but he definitely had a year-over attempt before that. So, I don't know. Offensively, I'll give them 2 pluses. Decent game. Again, they did try to run the ball. Defensively, though, Clash can't see 5 plus pressures. He had 3. Carlton Davis was somewhat decent. Again, nothing crazy. And obviously, the safeties did help have a pretty good game, and they just didn't really get split at all. So I guess that helped too. So definitely a big bounce back game for this defense. I'll give them 6 pluses. Good game. Now we go from this game to holy crap. This was probably the game of the week. Well, yeah. Here were the highlights. This game was crazy.
Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens getting set to host Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns.
Receiver set on 2nd down. Pass deflected, picked off, and taken in for a touchdown by Kyle Hamilton. The ground on only 9 carries. Handoff. This is Mitchell. Cuts to the outside.
Oh, wow.
Has a first down and more. Still going. Keaton Mitchell all the way. Bojorquez places it down. Hop
On, and Gus Edwards shines.
Keaton Mitchell back on the field. Jackson swings it out. This is Mitchell. Explosive. Once again, Justin Tucker from 37. Hopkins from 28. Holds the all-time NFL record. Long 66-yarder. This one gets blocked. So Tucker's attempt was blocked. Hopkins 2 of 2. This is a 23-yard attempt from the right hash.
But no pass, no penalty, excuse me.
2nd down and 1. The pass is picked off. It's Ford who laid the hit on Jackson. 3rd down and 6. 1st down and more. Taking it all the way into the end zone. Odell Beckham Jr.
More aggressive, but it's still a really good team.
3rd down and 2. Here's Hunt. Kareem Hunt picks up a first down, and he's into the end zone for a Browns touch. To those of you who have just joined us, Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, Shannon Spake. Ravens with a 7-point lead. Ball comes loose. Prochet lost it. On 2nd and goal, it's Edwards. Touchdown. Nation to the right, 2nd and goal. Watson looking to run. No, able to get the pass away from behind the line of scrimmage, and more. Browns with touchdowns on their last 2 possessions. Deflected, picked off, and taken back by Newsome. Nope. The extra point attempt, no good.
Getting north and south for a first down.
Watson, pump fake. Crosses midfield. Deshaun Watson all the way to the Ravens 40. Hopkins from 40 for the win. It is good.
And what was just crazy, obviously, with the Ravens leading for 59 minutes and 57 seconds. Yeah, this game was just this game. Yeah, the Browns came back out of there and pulled something out of their butt. Of course, coming back from 24-9, also 14-0 early with a 33-31 shocker in Baltimore. Of course, they fall to 7-3, and the Browns proved they're legit. They got to blow out the Steelers next week though, because please, for God, they don't lose to them. Ravens, again, this was a really disappointing loss. They should have won this game by at least 3 scores. Like, they were really about to put the parting on them. But obviously they didn't. They fell choke third time this year. And their defense definitely did not have the greatest game. But again, the pick six did not help any matters at all. And they also lost their franchise left tackle in Ronnie Stanley and Marlon Humphrey to calf and knee injuries, which are never the best. And obviously they got a huge game against the Bengals next week. So we'll see what happens there. Again, Thursday night. Deshaun Watson wasn't definitely not expect this type of game from him. I mean, he led the comeback for sure. 20 of 34, 213 touchdown interception. Obviously, he had a couple of huge runs that converted first downs for them. Jerome Ford was a bowling ball in this game. Pretty much all I can say. Kareem Hunt's so washed, but he still gets in the end zone, so I guess that works. Receiving-wise, Amari Cooper, again, really good number 1, 6 for 98. David Njoku was productive, 6 for 58. Elijah Moore was decent, 544 and touchdown. Still can't really run anything past a dig route, though. Defensively, they were still pretty good overall. I mean, yeah, if you take away the pick six, they only get like 24 points. Their coverage, especially after in terms of pursuit, was not good. But again, they still figured out ways to force again a couple big turnovers. Myles Garrett's still awesome, 1.5 sacks. He didn't have a huge game, but he still had a really good game. Obviously, Martin Emerson Jr. definitely struggled overall, but again, against the run, I think he was decent. So, yeah, they had some big plays they gave up, but, yeah, this defense definitely figured it out towards the end. Actually, Dustin Hopkins hitting 4 field was probably MVP of the game. Lamar struggled through the air for sure. Again, he had a couple big completions, but it wasn't like he was, like, dicing them up at all. The pick six, honestly, wasn't really anyone's fault. It just got tipped. It was a really nice defensive play. The first one was awful, though. Like, bro, what the hell happened there? Running game was not consistent at all. Keaton Mitchell, I think, got hurt and then didn't do much after that. Gus Edwards got stuffed, and they didn't really run the football too much yet. Anyway, Zay Flowers was pretty good. He was getting open a lot, 73. And let's be completely honest, guys, when they don't get the ball to Mark Andrews, this offense is not that great. Either way, though, Odell Beckham Jr. 1 for 40 and a touchdown. Again, that huge big play. But outside they had they had a couple of huge, massive plays. But outside that, no one really actually was like super consistent outside of probably Zay Flowers. Meanwhile, defensively, Roquan Smith was really the only guy making any sort of effort to actually like stop the run, which I guess worked because they were getting a lot of penetration. They had a lot of pressure too. I mean, they did a really good job with that. Jadeveon Clowney was really good outside of getting that one play, but either way, Kyle Hamilton also again the pick six, 8 tackles. He was pretty decent, but you can't have Roquan Smith being really the only guy making like consistent tackles in the run defense. Like, that could come back bite him next week. Justin Decker also missed that field goal that got blocked. Again, the Browns had a lot more yardage. Not a lot more, but they did have a lot more yardage. They also ran the ball for a lot more, which is a rarity on the Ravens. 2-2 turnover ratio though, 34 minutes, 25 minutes of possession, and again 4-3 sacks as well. Again, really the third down efficiency and the fact that the Browns really just came back and they said we're not losing this game. Then that's kind of the difference. Again, 17-3 after the first quarter, as well as the fact that again the Browns are somehow 6-3. All right, Browns offensively, Deshaun Watson definitely had 30 plus attempts. They got 370, yeah. And obviously, Deshaun Watson did not take too many chances, but he took a couple. They did have I don't think they even had the ball that long. They fought back. That's how I'll put it. When you do that, I'll give them 4 pluses. Obviously, they did get some help by the pick six, and also the fact that let's be completely honest, that secondary kind of fell apart at the end of the game. But Deshaun Watson did do enough to win this game. I mean, pretty solid day, 4 pluses. But again, I'll get him with 5 pluses because the Ravens defense is really good. Defensively, Myles Garrett making his mark. He didn't have that good crazy of a game, but still really solid. Denzel Ward was not that great. JOK was really good though. Defensively, I like what I saw. I'll give them 3 pluses. Again, the pick six, honestly 4 pluses. The defense, again, outside again, they really just gave a ton of big plays, and also again their pursuit in this game was terrible. But then again, guys, they forced a huge turnover, and they were one of the reasons they won this game, obviously. So 4 pluses for the defense. Now let's look at the Ravens. They didn't even sniff 125 rushing yards, so forget that. Keaton Mitchell did not get that many carries. Kevin Zeitler was okay, nothing crazy though, and actually Lamar did not make good throws on third down. So for that reason, guys, I'd give this offense 3 minuses, and they kind of just fell asleep, and they just weren't really consistent at all in this game. That's one of the reasons they lost, and obviously, I'll give them 3 minuses. Defensively, though, Justin Madubuike and Michael Pierce, they're pretty good in penetration. They didn't actually make any, huge tackles. Geno Smith was, did he have a pick? I don't think he did. Blitz off the edge with Adafe away on third from zone. He was not winning any of his matchups. I mean, who was it? It wasn't Jedrick Wills. They had some backup that was actually dominating it. Adafe away could not get pressure. So defensively, definitely a very disappointing game. I have to give them 4 minuses. I won't say they completely collapsed, but they definitely didn't have one of their best games by any means in terms of closing it. So I mean, yeah, they did not shut the door on this one, guys. Again, just some big mistakes. That's why they're going to get 4 minuses. Now let's look at the Saints and Vikings. So again, this Vikings team just continues to amaze me how the hell they can continue to win games. 5 in a row for them. Here were the highlights.
Act last week, Josh Dobbs gets his first Minnesota Vikings start as Minnesota welcomes in Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints.
Routes, nothing downfield. Dobbs steps up and throws a dangerous one that somehow ends up down inside the 30 for Jordan Addison. Greg Joseph is out there. Was perfect last week against the Falcons. He had some struggles, but a great game last week. At the kick last week against Chicago off the uprights. But did make a key field goal as well. From 48, Groupie sneaks it through to his blue painted jeans. Here is Dobbs, pocket collapsing, somehow still on his feet, and he finds T.J. Hawkinson getting ready for a direct snap. To the left, with Darisaw opening up the hole and a touchdown. Back in, 3rd down and 6. Stepping up, Dobbs. Nothing downfield, spinning away, gets a block from Darisaw. Dobbs trying to shake his way to the end zone. Good. Dobbs, down the middle, right on cue, it's Hawkinson for the touchdown.
3rd downs today, and before that 3rd and 8, they hadn't been in anything longer than 3rd and 6 manageable situations on 3rd down.
Joseph from 33 will tack on. Pressure coming, launches for Olave. He came down with it. Joseph from 54 and wide to the right, and it's still up to his left. Nothing downfield. Back towards Perry. Jump ball. Simultaneous. It's a touchdown from one official. Up the middle, Metellus. Winston launches a high ball, and Mekhi Blackman comes down with his first NFL interception. By 8. Beavis Winston loads up. Looking for Shaheed, not even close. Byron Murphy with the pick, but remember there's a flag on this play. Winston launches it to the end zone. It is deflected, and it hits the deck. It's ball game, and the fight.
And the Vikings hold on for a 27-19 win over the Saints, who of course fall to 5-5, but still find themselves atop the worst division in football in the NFC South. They're on the going to their bye week where they've got a lot of stuff to fix. Vikings move to 6-4, and there's a shot somehow in some freaking world they could be 8-4. But I mean, the Broncos haven't played this week, so technically if they blow out the Bills, I don't think the Vikings are winning next week. But yeah, again, you never know. So speaking of that, Derek Carr was bad in this game. Again, he didn't take one chance. Again, outside of the one throw again where he got absolutely murdered on, he didn't have one throw. I'm like, yeah, that was a legit throw. All of them were underneath. But for Jameis, the picks were really bad. The second one, there's really no excuse about. The first one, again, it was a jump ball. Again, really good play by Andrews Jr. But he put this team in a really good shot. Again, a chance. He, again, really just went out there throwing off his back foot. Honestly, Jameis Winston's the guy you want to put on the field when you want to come back. Like, he made so many big plays. But obviously, the picks were not great. The running game, again, they didn't really have a chance to run the ball because it got down by so much so early. Chris Olave was really good, 6-94, one touchdown. A.T. Perry, 2 for 38, of course, bailed out James in that one touchdown. Rashid G got absolutely locked up, and outside of that, I mean, no one really got much of action at all. And Michael Thomas getting hurt did not help matters either. Defensively, they were kind of bad. Again, they I'll be honest, they just kind of like, I wouldn't say, they just kind of got into a groove actually in that third quarter. First half, they were really bad, but they did do a decent job of holding the Vikings for sure. It wasn't like the Vikings tried to do anything crazy on them, though. Like, they didn't even attempt one pass more than 10 yards downfield in that second half until I think, like, late fourth quarter, something like that, though. But yeah, Tyrann Mathieu had a pretty decent game. Again, first half, they didn't do anything in coverage, but they didn't really get much pressure either throughout the whole game. They did a good job. Definitely got a lot more sound in the run fits in the second half, and Alontae Taylor definitely made it up as well on Jordan Addison, which made it really hard for Josh Dobbs to go to his third read. For the Vikings, yeah, Josh Dobbs got a very efficient day. Again, second half, they were really conservative with him. I guess is a good idea, but obviously they ended up almost losing this game. So 23 of 34, 268, a touchdown. The running game was bad. Again, like when they can't really run the football, so again, that's kind of an issue. Losing Cam Akers obviously didn't help either, but they will be getting Justin Jefferson back soon, so I definitely take the burden off of T.J. Hawkinson, who, oh my God, he's getting a lot of targets. He had like at least 15 targets in this game. 11 for 134, a touchdown though. Jordan Addison got getting really hard time against Alontae Taylor, and obviously Marshall Lattimore getting hurt actually did help out G.J. Hawkinson because he was on most of the game. And Marshall Lattimore wasn't exactly playing well before he got hurt. Defensively though, Harrison Smith was decent. Again, their secondary just kind of got toasted by Jameis Winston in that fourth quarter. But again, first half they were great. Second half was kind of tail two halves. The pressure just completely fell off a cliff as well in the second half. I don't really know what happened schematically. I think it was a decent job. Again, Someone of them running, what is it called, too high. They had some really bad holes in the zone over the middle. Again, I think that's more on the linebackers, though, because they definitely could have got deeper on their drops. But honestly, it wasn't, again, the worst performance, but they almost lost the game. 2 picks obviously helped out a lot, though. Stats-wise, the Vikings had 388 to 280 yards, so they outgained them by basically 100, almost 120 yards, 110 actually. 2-0 turnover ratio in those 2 picks at the end of the first half. And again, they just had a huge first half, and Josh Dobbs continues to win games for a team that, don't even ask me how they're freaking 6 more, guys. They just are. Now let's see the keys to game grades. Saints offensively, Carr extending. No, he didn't do anything. Like, he was just bad. They did pump someone on. We can't bind him. He did get burned a couple times. Not with Rashid Shaheed, though. And they didn't have that many big plays. They had a couple, though. So, offensively, they really woke up in the second half. Again, I think it was a little too late. And again, they just can't really rely on Jameis Winston playing hero ball every week. So, I'll have to give them 2 minuses, but I did like the effort. Defensively, bind together. I don't know what they're trying to do with Marcus May there. They did try to have Demario Davis play deeper, though, which I think was a really good job. Marcus May actually did a decent job as well as containing some of those gaps. So they didn't give him any big runs. So, again, I like somewhat they did there. It wasn't, like, particularly smooth by any means. That's why they gave some big plays through the air. But Cam Jordan was decent. Marshawn Lattimore, again, didn't play that well at all when he was playing. Then, of course, he got hurt, which means that Lante Taylor had to shift a little bit. But then, again, the second half, they actually stepped up a lot. So I'll actually give them 3 minuses. Again, they played really bad in the first half. But again, they had some big improvements in the second half, and that's what I want to see. So that's why I'll give them 3 minuses. Again, they just didn't have a good enough, really bad first half. Now let's look at the Vikings. All right, Vikings offensively, Alex Madison definitely got 10 carries. Josh Dobbs he didn't have a bad turnover. KJ, he didn't do anything. Offensively, they just kind of fell asleep and just didn't really try to win the game. And the second half, like, they were playing to not lose, I guess you could say. Got a lot of conservative plays, but honestly, again, they still got the ball to TJ Hawkinson. So overall, again, they didn't really, like, win themselves the game in the second half. But again, with that big first half, I'll give them a plus. Defensively, Andrew Jr. honestly, 2 pluses. Andrew Jr. actually got burned on 1 play, but outside of that, he was good. Daniil Hunter, again, wasn't exactly consistent in this one, but he did have some nice pressures, and obviously, they did run a lot of zero blitz anyway, but yeah. Again, they almost blew it, but again, they kind of figured it out towards the end. Obviously, had some big turnovers. I'll actually give them 3 pluses. So let's look at the Vikings, guys. Now let's look at the 49ers and Jags. Holy crap, the 49ers, yeah, they're back.
Well, the Jags have taken a journey around the globe. They're back here in Jacksonville for the first time in about a month, taking on the San Francisco 49ers.
Fake to McCaffrey on the boot. Kittle's in the end zone, but he's covered. Purdy keeps it alive and floats it in there. Touchdown! Threw it up for grabs, and it's somehow... And he just snuck it. Manis from 37 yards. That one fades through 35 yards. Oh my goodness, he just snuck it through there. Second down and short here. Purdy has one-on-one. George Kittle, goodbye! Heave ho and a touchdown! Going to try to throw for it on 3rd and short. Nothing there at first, and it's intercepted. Talanoa Hufanga. So from the 48, a deep drop, letting things develop. Heaves it downfield. Kirk comes back to the ball, and he's got it. 1st and goal for Jacksonville. Lawrence underneath. It's Kirk. And a strong tackle from Thomas, who ripped it out and recovered it. And around here comes Deebo Samuel. Blockers in front. Williams is one of them. And Deebo Samuel's in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
You've got to make that standard every day.
4th and 15, they're going to go for it, and Javon Hargrave got there and led to an interception from Fred Warner. Once again,
They're unbelievable.
fake it to him here. Purdy on the roll. Has this check wide open. How about a fullback touchdown?
And the Niners said, I'm going to Jacksonville and absolutely thump the Jags with a 31-point win. The Jags fall to, what is it now, 1-3 at home. Their only home win, obviously, being a blowout win against the Colts. Yeah, the Jags are in a little bit of a weird spot because, I mean, they should beat the Titans next week, but again, they struggled at home, and yeah, that really sucked. They lost their, it's not the 5-game winning streak, but they're in a little bit of trouble. They're only a game ahead of the Texans, if you didn't know, so that's a little scary, but obviously they are still 6-3, so season definitely isn't over, but yeah, I don't know if they're in that top tier, so holy crap, they got their absolute butts kicked in this one. So, here's the thing, when this defense actually plays well again for the 49ers, their offense, like, looks great. Brock, under pressure, he was fantastic, and again, he didn't really miss many stuff in this game. CMC didn't have a touchdown, but he had, like, what was it, over 150 total yards, so pretty darn good game. Debo also had a touchdown as well. Again, this offense looked pretty like darn perfect. Like there really wasn't a drive where I'm like, yeah, that wasn't good. Every drive was good. George Hill 3 for 116 for 67-yard touchdown, or 68, one of those two. Brandon Ayuk also had the touchdown where he jumped up and got that. Obviously, Kyle Juszczyk also got one. You know when you're your game when your fullback also got it. So yeah, offensively, there's really nothing to complain about. The protection was good. Again, smooth as a knife. I don't even know, something like that. Meanwhile, offensively, they got so much damn pressure. I gotta say, they at least got 12 pressures in this game. It was a lot. And also, again, their run defense was really good. The secondary was so aggressive, though. I mean, they played a different team. I think, again, if Trevor Lawrence had a little more time, they would have given up some big plays. But nevertheless, they had a massive game. Fred Warner was awesome, had 4 tackles and an interception. Of course, Faluna Funga also got one. Again, just getting Chase Young made such a big difference. The pressure was just on the whole entire game. It was really ugly if you're a Jags fan. Speaking of that, Trevor Lawrence was bad. 17 of 29, 185, 2 picks. Again, he had some nice throws off play action towards the end of the game, but again, that kind of game was already over. The running game was bad. They're just not it. Again, they got down, so I guess they didn't really get to use it that much, but it was still bad anyway. Dearness Johnson looked good. Honestly, probably the only guy in this offense. I'm like, yeah, he looked decent. Christian Kirk got open a little bit, but definitely didn't have his best game. Calvin Ridley was just bro. You got to at least, like, when you're, again, his routes just aren't sharp enough. They're not quick enough. Like, that's why he's not getting open. Like, just, they're not precise enough. They're just not there just right now. Just, it isn't. He's been disappointed this year. Just not a good game. Meanwhile, defensively, Devin Lloyd got burned on the touchdown. Yeah, but I'm like, let's be completely honest, guys. Devin Lloyd should not be in man coverage against George Kittle, like one-on-one, mano-a-mano. But outside of that, I think he had a decent game. Floyd Lilcomb had 2 sacks, also bad in coverage. No one did a good job in coverage in this game at all, and they really got baited on some of those sweeps there. They had, again, Niners had 430 yards to the Jags only 221. They also almost outgained by 100 yards on the ground. Had the ball a lot longer. Again, 4 turnovers for the Jags was crucial in this one. It wasn't like they didn't move the football a little bit, but again, 5 sacks given up. This was just a complete butt whooping. For the Niners, Brock staying in the pocket so he doesn't. Yeah, there you go. George Kittle, yeah, he had some really good plays. Offensively, picture perfect game, 7 pluses. There's nothing to complain about. Defensively, though, Fred Warner and Christian Kirk, yeah, a good amount. Tayshaun Gibson getting deeper on one dropping back. They didn't give. After that one big play. That was about it. Nick Bosa, Lil Bro, they were back. Defensively, I mean, they were also really good. I'll give them 5 pluses. Yeah, only a couple of big plays they gave up, but like, yeah, the pressure was on. This defense just again took the pressure out of the offense. This is what you need to see if you're a 49ers fan. These guys are back. There's really nothing bad that happened this game for you guys. Now let's look at the Jags. The offensive line obviously did a really bad job in terms of protection. I think it was just, again, the communication, not actually like one-on-one. They didn't run the football enough, and yeah, Calvin Ridley was just bad. Just not getting open. And he also was dropping some passes too. So offensively, I won't say it was completely disastrous because they did have some nice plays, but guys, 5 minuses, 3 points is just terrible. Defensively, don't get burned by CMC getting a wide open. He did somewhat. Actually, keep Debo Hunter with contained. Nope. It was Sean Jenkins playing on one high to prevent any big plays from Brandon Cook. Brandon Ayuk. In the red zone, he did, but, like, that's where they sucked. So, it kind of tells you what it was like. So, 5 minuses too. They didn't do anything to really help them out at all. I mean, yeah, they had a couple of nice tackles, I guess, but, like, that's about it. Yeah, the Jags just absolutely led Nick in this one. Now, let's look at the Falcons Cardinals. I think this game was entertaining, and Arthur Smith should be canned.
From State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, we welcome you to the NFL on CBS. Via 51-yard attempt here from Prater. After his 11-yard run, 3rd down and goal. Fires end zone. It is caught. Scotty Miller. Touchdown. From 51 earlier, 46-yard attempt here to get positive yards. 1st and goal. Robinson cutting to the outside. And the Falcons build on their lead. 14 seconds. Cardinals 3rd and 1 here. One timeout. Murray keeps it himself. Sneaks in. Touchdown. Prater, who broke into the league with Atlanta back in 07, puts his back into it, and the kick is good. Murray fakes the handoff, protected, slings it, it's intercepted. Picked off. Nate Landman has some blockers and take the lead in the second half of this season. It's the longest streak in the NFL's field goal hunt. Here's Dortch going to play it. Dortch, nifty return. Dortch still going. Dortch, broken tackle. Yeah. Clayton Tune, the rookie quarterback, has come in. Potential touch push here. Boy, it looked like he bobbled the snap. Tune, there is a... I have to think you're in 2-down territory at this point. Ritter fakes everyone out. Ritter, and he's in. Touchdown. The Cardinals need a play right here from their franchise quarterback. Murray running for his life. has kicked 2 field goals from 50 plus. A chip shot to win it. Good snap. And the kick is good.
And the Cardinals win in walk-off fashion to snap their 6-game losing streak in Kyler Murray's return. They knock off the Falcons 25-23, who lose their 3rd straight game, and they are now lose their 6th out of their last 8. Of course, after that 2-0 start, they're on their bye week. They got a lot of stuff to figure out. Probably firing Arthur Smith. Cardinals are going to Houston next week to see if they can shock them. Stats, though. Taylor Heineke, basically, his hamstring fell off, so, that's not good, but, he wasn't good when he did throw the ball. Desmond Ridder, they had no trust in him, so I'm not surprised that he only threw for 39 yards in this half he played. Bijan 8, and he had a really good game. Again, no huge runs, but he had a couple where he broke through. Also some runs where he got stuffed. So, again, pretty good day, though. 95 yards in the touchdown for 4.3 yards per carry, which is dead average. Receiving-wise, Drake London was getting open, making some plays, but, they still didn't throw to him. Again, they didn't. I'm not even going to blame him for this game because I would not trust Desmond Ridder throwing the football. Kyle Pitts, again, he did get open, too. Like, these two guys are getting open. They're just not getting the football. I did like the Cordell Patterson touches as well. Tyler Algier, I'm being completely honest, guys, he's just not that good. He's not he's a good, a decent back, but he's not breaking tackles. He's not doing anything to help himself, and his vision definitely did fail himself in this game because, trust me, blocking was a little inconsistent, but again, Chris Lindstrom was shooting massive holes on some of those plays. Meanwhile, defensively, Jesse Bates was basically playing linebacker in this game. Outside of a couple of deep balls, again, they kind of pushed the ball downfield, but Jesse Bates did his job. He didn't get anything thrown over his head. That's all I'll put it. Richie Grant was not good. He was really bad in man against Trey McBride. Nate Landman was really good, though. 7 tackles, a sack, and an interception. Again, if they would have won this game, I would say he would have won Defensive Player of the Week. Caden Ellis also had a sack and 6 tackles. Really good blitzer in this one. Clark Phillips looked decent. AJ Terrell was decent in coverage. But, again, a lot of just average play from these guys. And, again, they're just a huge coverage bust. Kyler, again, he had a bad interception. But after that, I wouldn't say totally looked like old stuff, but had a lot of those plays. 19 for 32 and 149 yards, though. Again, that bad pick, but that's about it. Running game, James Conner did his usual thing. 73 yards. Again, really efficient one. You don't really see. Kyler, 6 for 33 and touchdown. Of course, that crazy scramble. That was kind of cool to see. Getting back with his old self. And as well, Clayton Tune ran the QB sneak because, again, did not want to get Kyler in that situation. Trey McBride, again, had a field day against, Richie Grant. Brandon Moore, 5 for 43 was also good. Michael Wilson, again, couple of nice plays. Didn't have the touchdown, but it was pretty good. Marcus Brown, again, provided him with that one big catch for 28 yards. Offensively, it was just kind of, again, a good abundance of, what you want to see from this offense because they can be somewhat productive, again, as a whole. Defensively, though, how do I put this? They got a lot of unforced pressure. It was not supposed to happen like that. The secondary was really good, though. I don't know how the hell they played that well, but they did. Run defense obviously was a little spotty, but I'm going to be honest, they just kind of got it done. Stats-wise, the Cardinals had a lot more yardage. They didn't have the ball as long, though, which I guess kind of puzzles me because it felt like they had the ball longer. Whatever, though. Weren't as good on third down either. Just, again, the yard per play, again, the huge thing. They had some big plays, and also the fact that, again, the Falcons just couldn't really throw the football. 184 yards on the ground, though, for them, so kind of a big difference there. But, yeah, again, the Cardinals just figured out a way to win this thing in the end. All right, and for the Falcons, Taylor Heineke, again, he got hurt, so you can't really say much there. They did get the ball to Bijan, though, and Kyle Pitts didn't catch a touchdown. Again, he could have, but, again, that's why Scotty Miller was there. So, offensively, honestly, I don't really know how to put this. They weren't bad. They ran the ball really well for, again, what you expected. But, I'll give them 2 minuses, because, again, you can't, have 70 passing yards, team passing yards to win a game. It just won't happen. But, they didn't have a choice either at some point. So, I give 3 minuses. Defensively, though, keep Kyler in the pocket. Not really. Caden Ellis, too, with pressures off ball blitzes. He was good. He was actually getting the quarterback. AJ wasn't as involved, but Jesse Bates got 11 tackles, so it kind of carried him there. They did keep him under 112 total rushing yards, I think. So, defensively, they kind of actually kept them in the game at some point. They just gave a couple too many big plays, and they didn't contain Kyler, whatsoever. So, for that reason, I'd give them 4 minuses, but they didn't play their worst game. They did make it hard for Kyler. So we got there, and now let's look at the Cardinals. The Cardinals, Kyler got 250 plus yards total offense, definitely. Michael Wilson, 6 plus targets, definitely. 20 plus points by the fourth quarter. To get 22, whatever. Cardinals offense looked good. I'm good with that. 4 pluses, solid game. Defensively, Dante Stills winning with a quick, he had some nice plays there. Again, the big chop move didn't always work, but again, I like that he went back to it here and there. He was also setting up with some really good power rushes. So again, the bull rush wasn't getting consistent per se, but then again, he worked it out. He had a good game. Buddha playing a little more tight. Again, he wasn't exactly trying to cover the middle because they were really, again, when they're not going to throw the ball. He kind of just sat there in the middle and just basically made tackles. So, kind of figured that out. And then as well, Marco Wilson was playing a lot of man, did a good job. Jonathan Gannon also did a really good job at keeping him in man because, again, he had a really good game there. So, defensively, I'll give them 2 pluses. Again, it did help that again they didn't really throw the football. Again, their run defense has really never been that good since I don't even know when the last time it's been good. Maybe 2019. I think they were good then. That's probably the last time. So Cardinals defense 2 pluses. I mean, they were decent. Now let's look at the NFL on CBS. This game was crazy. Shootout from LA. Lions and Chargers.
What a fun and fascinating matchup it should be today in Los Angeles as the Detroit Lions come to Southern California to take on the Chargers.
Goff decides to go long with it on first down, and he's got St. Brown. Wow, what a box on the hold, and the Lions produce.
Incredible September.
And they're going to go screen here on second down. Eckler breaks it into the secondary, and he's down to the 38. 14 consecutive attempts, and that's going to hook in there just right. First and 10. Gibbs again showing off. There he goes to the 10. And why not? They give it right back to him, and Gibbs is in for the touchdown.
Off the field on third down.
Second and 8. A throw, man. Oh, my gosh. Diving attempt. Did Joseph get in? Caught it and landed in bounds. They run it with Montgomery. Wow. And look at that power.
Nobody does that.
Wow, they had him. Going to go up top for it. Here comes the pressure. Goff throws it. No one there. And the pressure. Second and 7. Go screen. Should be there for Gibbs. Got a block up ahead. Oh, and here he goes.
He's got to come out and throw it inside.
Gonna hand it off. Here's the handoff, and he's across. It's Gibbs for the touchdown. First down now at the Lions 30. Going for the big one to the end zone. What a throw! Touchdown! They're playing. It's showtime. As Montgomery gets into the secondary, he's inside the 40. He's got a blocker up ahead. David Montgomery's going the distance.
That's big going forward.
Here comes another blitz. Herbert throws. Allen catches. They're down at the 11-yard line. There it is to Eckler. Driving. It's close. Chargers think they have it. Detroit says we've denied. There's Herbert down the middle. It's Guyton. He steps up and scores the touchdown.
Right when you call on him. I mean, this is another.
Cobb finds him. Wow. Amon Ross, St. Brown, down to the 20. He's over 100. 24. That went for 33. They come back to him. He's got a blocker out ahead, and he's able to walk in.
Game, Jim, right down here.
Across the middle, touchdown. It's Johnston. Herbert found Quentin Johnston. 3rd and 1. Montgomery is the tailback. They fake it. A great fake. Over the top they go. And it's a touchdown. Brock Wright.
Fake it and then come back to the right.
You got it, Tony. Over the top, the pass, perfect. Keenan Allen cuts back to the middle. He's going to find his way home. What a play of football. And Patterson will try to take the Lions to 7-2.
Derwin James is right in the middle.
From 41 yards, the kick is good.
Alright, with this win, the Lions are poised to get the #1 seed. Again, it's a long way away, but holy crap, this offense was cooking. 41-38 was final score, of course, game-winning field goal. Chargers continue to be competitive. They scored 5 touchdowns on their last 5 drives and still somehow lost because Brandon Staley sucks. He's a terrible coach, but our head coach. So, hope he comes back to the Rams, though, and Raheem Morris gets hired as head coach, so he can be the Rams defense coordinator. We're back to #1 in the league. But that's all I got to say about him. Obviously, the Chargers are fall to 4-5. They continue to do the thing where they win 2, then they lose 2. Take, again, 2 steps forward, then they take 2 huge, massive, terrible steps back. Again, Lions are now 7-2, and they are only a game behind the, what is it called? No, not the Packers. The Eagles for the #1 seed. But, again, the Vikings are right on their butt. They're only a game and a half behind them. But I'll be completely honest, guys, I don't know about the Vikings right now. They're just crazy. So, again, the Lions have a very easy schedule. The Eagles' schedule is just absolutely brutal. So, I would be surprised if they came out of that thing at, 11-1 or 12-1. So, at very worst, the Lions should be, again, very worst, still a game behind, but the Eagles by, I don't know, week 14 per se. But, best case, they're actually leading their #1 seed in the NFC. And, again, outside that game, they have to go to Minneapolis. Wait, how they play the Vikings this year? I think they play in Week 18 too. Yeah, they do play in Week 18. So for the Lions, I think they're going to Minneapolis, right? Here's the thing: if they win this game, they're winning the NFC North. That's all I'll put it. But again, the way the Vikings are playing right now, you never know. So yeah, the Lions again have 2 huge games against the Vikings, but outside that, I mean, give me this game against the Saints, but they should have won these games. But Jared Goff was awesome. I love him for fantasy. I really think, again, if he can continue to play like this, even jack up his numbers even more, and the Lions continue to win, he'll actually win MVP, which, again, sounds a little crazy, but the Lions are 7-2. 23-33, 332, 2 touchdowns. The running game continues to be crazy. Of course, Dave Montgomery really helped out because 9.7 really didn't happen again. 75-yard touchdown, again, big help. Jahmyr Gibbs was really good, though. Again, the whole running game, the offensive line was just dominant in this game. I'm going to say Brown a lot of yak plays, but it was really awesome to see that 8 for 156 in the touchdown. Khalif Raymond forced a huge play to set him up for the game of field goal, as well as Sam Laporta going 4 for 40. Again, really good on 4th down as well. As Brock Wright catching a touchdown. Again, big on 3rd and 1. Defensively, Curry Joseph, honestly, I wouldn't say he's the best safety in the league, but he's one of the best pre-snap. He reads quarterback's eyes so fast, so well, and really fast as well. Again, physically and mentally. 5 tackles and also an interception. Let me put it like this: they got some pressure, but when they got the pressure was decent, but and then there were some other plays where they just laid an egg. I mean, again, the cornerbacks were really bad in this game; did not do a good job. Again, Kirby Joseph had a decent game overall, but they could definitely done a better job of preventing those big plays. Again, they got decent pressure though. I like what I saw there. Getting around the pass with the game winner, Chargers. Justin Herbert was good, 27 to 40, 323, 4 interception. No, I'm not gonna lie, he was crazy. The running game wasn't that great. Again, really struggled to get consistent again. But Austin Eckler had 8 carries in the goal line that were stuffed, so didn't help him there. Keenan Allen continues to have massive games, 11 for 175, 2 touchdowns. Austin Eckler was good, 4 for 48 though. Jalen Guyton, Quinton Johnson both caught touchdowns and big plays. Defensively, Derwin James obviously almost blocked that field goal. He's such a freak. Again, the only thing is, again, timing some of these plays and his tackling could be a little better, but that's about it. Elijah Gilman was decent over the top, nothing crazy, though. Their run defense was atrocious. The fits were just terrible. Again, I'll be honest, Kenneth Murray Jr., Eric Henderson are just not fast enough to really keep these holes small, because they're going to give a big hole once in a while. They're just going to happen, because these defensive tackles are just not good enough at maintaining their, maintaining the penetration and the ability to shed those blocks. So again, Kenneth Murray Jr. and Eric Henderson are not to chase some guy down and make a big tackle. They weren't able to do this in this game, and as a result, they just were terrible. Stats was again the right lines of 200 yards rushing, 333 yards through the air, 533 yards, again, just dominance. But again, Chargers did have a lot of yards as well. Again, they had the ball a little longer, nothing crazy. Again, this is a complete shootout. Again, it just came back to the fact that, again, the Lions were a little better. Again, 4 or 5 and 3rd on 4th down. And also, again, they just had a couple more big plays. And let's be completely honest, guys, the Chargers chargered in this one. Alright, again, the Lions do play the Bears next week. Again, that could be a trap game. Probably not, though. Jared Goff was really good completion percentage-wise, especially in the red zone. Jahmyr Gibbs, not even in the red zone. Jahmyr Gibbs got a lot of touches. Amon-Ra St. Brown did get 10 plus targets. Offensively, there's really nothing to complain about. Yeah, they had some drives in the red zone that could have been better, but like I said, 41 points is 41 points. Defensively, though, press on 3rd down. Not as much as you'd like, but, they were still decent there. Kirby Joseph playing on one eye against physical looks. That killed them. They should have played too high. Ali McNeil and Isaiah Bugs penetrating towards the A-gap by a line. They were not good there. I'm being completely honest. Again, red zone, they were good. But defensively, again, they just got absolutely cooked on some of those plays by Keenan Allen. I'll give them 4 minuses, but no, I'm not giving them 5. I'll give them 4. They got pressure again. It was just kind of the execution of some of those designs that really sucked. But I mean, I'll be honest. The Chargers offense had a really good game, so it's not gonna be all on them. Kellen Moore really beat them on some of those plays. There's really nothing to say there. Now let's look at the Chargers. And for LA, Austin Eckler 50 plus rushing yards. 2 plus touchdowns from Justin. Keenan Allen didn't have 50-yard touchdown. Huge. What was it? 4th and 1, massive 40-yard or something like that. 36-yard, I think. Offensively, again, you score 5 touchdowns in your last 5 drives. Coming back, not pound for pound. They should have won this game. Offensively, there's really nothing you can say. They played a very, very, very good game. Definitely their best of the year. There's no way they should have lost the game. Defensively, though, they did give Jared the underneath dunk, but they didn't tackle. Elijah Gilman, I think he actually played decent. But Jahmyr Gibbs, they just had absolutely torched. The run fits were terrible. The defensive line were not winning their matchups. And again, as well, the linebackers are just not good. Again, they're just not fast at all. Kenneth Murray just got absolutely roasted on some of those plays. But overall, defensively, guys, it's got to be 9 minus. No, 8 minuses, because they did have some good, in the red zone they were decent. But outside of that, guys, they were terrible. 8 minuses. Commanders and Seahawks, this game was crazy. Here were the highlights.
This afternoon, the Washington Commanders are in town to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Washington. Pressure comes. Howell's in trouble. Sprints out and finds Robinson down the sideline. And Robinson on the run. He's going to take it all the way for a Washington touchdown.
45-yard try for Jason Myers. And the kick for Myers is good. Yard try for Joey Sly. And the kick by Sly gives Washington a 9-3 lead.
Combo of Lockett.
43-yard try for Myers is good. 33-yard field goal try to tie it. The kick is good.
When you run it on first down, you've got to get positive yards.
Howell pressure. Mafe on the chase. Howell gets rid of it to Robinson. Down the sidelines. Very similar to the touchdown. Howell. Pocket collapsing, and Howell's going to go down. It's the 7th straight game with a sack for Boye Mafe. From 47, the hold is down. Plenty of legs for Sly, who was hitting from 60. Check down. Walker, the defender in front of him, stumbled, and that gives Walker space. And now Walker with extra space. Down the sideline. He is gone. Touchdown. Howell, designed quarterback keep, and Howell taking some punishment, but dragging tacklers. The ball is out. Scooped up by the Seahawks.
Excellent job.
Field goal from 45. Now, Howell with Mafe in his face, floats into the sideline. Gibson with the catch. Gibson with a Washington touchdown. Under 4 to play. Smith on the roll, throws for the goal line. It is caught for the touchdown. Lockett going low.
Get the 4th and management.
3rd down and 10. Howell scanning the field, throwing over the middle. It's caught at the 5th hole. De'Ami Brown. He'll take it to the house. Sideline to feel comfortable. Smith
Ball down. He's got to get down.
He's got it. Metcalf fighting.
You can't fight for
He's
yards.
got to hurry. 15 seconds and counting. St. Myers for the Seattle win. Good snap. Good hold. Good kick. Seattle wins it. 29-26.
And the Seahawks continue their winning guest ways with a bounce-back win at home with a 9-26 game winner from, of course, that being what is called Jason Myers. Commanders fall to 4-6 again. They can continue to fall in these close games again. They won last week, but it was against a bad team. But yeah, Commanders again. They're just a team that's they're not. I wouldn't say they're rebuilding, but they're just in that limbo area that isn't that great. They'll probably go 7-10 or something. But obviously the Seahawks, they got a big game against in LA next week, trying to avoid the season sweep and also get into a very good spot for that game against the Niners at home on Thanksgiving night. That game will be crazy. Commanders on the other hand, they got to think of the Giants next week. That's a game they should win. But yeah, again, looking at Sam Howell, he was amazing. He was really, really good. 29-44. It's 312 and 3 touchdowns. I'm not gonna say that the Seahawks did a good job in terms of coverage. I mean, their zone coverage, especially in terms of what is it called? Moving it Harper Samuel, really going from level to level, in that second level of the field, again, that I don't know, let's say 10 to 20 yard area. He had every one of those throws the whole game. He did take a couple sacks though. The running game wasn't particularly productive, but I like what they tried to do with the receiving game. Obviously, Brian Robinson Jr. caught 2 good balls off of Sam Howell. Improv. Anthony Gibson also got a touchdown. So they were getting the ball to these guys. Of course, Diami Brown on the touchdown. Taylor McLaurin, disappointing game though, 4 for 33. But Logan Thomas also helped out. They were really trying to cover Terry McLaurin. They had times it was Jamal Adams, Julian Love, and Devon Witherspoon on him. And then other times it was just Devon Witherspoon. And they still didn't get the ball to him. But defensive and the offensive line, we'll get to that in a second. But that's what I got to say there. Defensively now. Cameron Curl had 7 tackles. He was pretty good in the box, but a pretty decent job in coverage, especially sometimes over the top. Benjamin St. Juste had 1 play against DK Metcalf, but outside of that, I think he had a pretty decent game. Kendall Fuller, again, continues to struggle this year, but he at least made a couple plays. John now had their only sack, and really their only pressure. Deron Payne had a tough game, and Jartavius Martin missed a couple tackles. Joey Sly also hit his 2 field goals. For the Seahawks, Gino, again, I think second in the league this week in pass yards, 31-47, 369, again, 2 touchdowns. Really good game. Get back and forth again. He was really good at holding the ball longer than you're used to seeing from him. He didn't just try to get it out to a guy quick because he read the field better. Running game wasn't particularly great though. But of course, Kenneth Walker, the 64-yard catch and run touchdown. That's basically a running play. DK though, 7 for 98. Again, a really good game. Tyler Lockett, big for me in fantasy. 8 for 92 and a touchdown. Also caught an early nice catch over the top. JSN on a couple of nice 3rd down conversions, and Will Dissly was somewhat productive. Defensively though, my bad. What is called? Zach Charbonnet also got some action. Jake Bobo also has a couple catches. But defensively now, Bobby Wagner again. No one really stood out particularly much. I'll say this: Boye Mafe broke the Seahawks record with 7 straight games with a sack. Holy crap! This dude's such a beast. Holy, They got a lot of pressure. They had 3 sacks on total, which doesn't seem like anything crazy. But they got a lot. They had a really good job there. Trey Brown continues to be a menace in the slot. Like I said, Jamal Adams and Julian Love were basically just tanning him, trying to cover Terry McLaurin. Devon Witherspoon did a pretty good job man against him, though. Reek Wallen, again, he recovered that fumble. He had a pretty decent game. Leonard Williams had his first sack as a Seahawk, and yeah, that's kind of really what happened. They did a decent job. Yeah, maybe not in terms of, like, again, disguising those levels. What it's called, in between the corners and safeties, but I think they did, linebackers and safeties, but I think it was a decent job. Jason Myers also had 5 field goals. Team stats, again, the Seahawks had nearly 500 yards total offense. Again, 1-0 turnover share, but that wasn't really much of a difference. It was really, again, the third down for the Commanders that kind of kept them in this game, as well as the fact that, again, the Seahawks just won the football game because they're just a straight-up better team. Now let's get into Keys game grades. All right, Commanders offense, 4+ touchdowns for Sam Howell. He had 3, 35+, what was that? Minutes possession, they didn't have anything close. None of them kind of did. Not James Robinson. That's supposed to be Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson definitely got some touches. Second down, he had the one big play. The other one was on first down. Jahan Dotson, 2+ red zone targets. He really wasn't much of a factor at all in this offense. I like what I saw. I'll actually give them 3+. Yeah, the run game wasn't anything crazy. The pressure was a little high on what it's called Sam Howell, but the offensive line has definitely been worse throughout the year. Sam Howell, again, they actually got the ball a lot quicker than you expect in this game. Also, the fact that receivers came up in big situations, I think, was a big thing as well. The fact that, again, they're getting the running backs the ball out of the backfield, which I think is could be a big way they beat the Giants next week, because they really don't have a guy who can cover a receiver right now. Commander Stevens, Big Gino on the outside curls. He didn't take them. Again, he looked off those a lot, which I think was a good thing. Somehow, getting some pressure off from the edge. They got a little, like Casey Dew, I think, had 2 pressures, but that was about it. And John Allen had a really good game. He had, I think he at least won 8 times very clearly. Again, on very, one-on-ones. He won most of those. So, defensively, I like what I saw, again, from that, but obviously their secondary just continues to disappoint. Kendall Fuller, again, continues to struggle in coverage. The safeties did not do a good job, again, at covering the middle. Gave some big plays, especially in the catch and run. They got to do a better job tackling. I'll have to give them 3 minuses, though. Again, I like some of the stuff they saw. It was just the fact that, again, they just can't really get much pressure off the edge, and then, again, these corners continue to get exposed. They don't have a number 1 guy right now. Again, I like Kendall Fuller just slowed down, though, bro. That's kind of just the truth. Now let's look at the Seahawks. And for Seattle, Gino getting, let's go, going up play action on 3rd down. Again, it was some of that. Again, I really like the screen. It was Kenneth Walker touchdown, but again, yeah, he did get checked down a lot. I like what I saw there. The trio also getting 50+ receiving yards. I think they all had 3. That was really big there. And Ken Walker at over 100 yards. He did, but again, he did have the big play, over 120 scrimmage yards. Offensively, there's really nothing to complain about. They actually had a really good game. I'm honestly give them 5+. Again, the running game wasn't particularly efficient per se, but they did play a really good game out today. Again, yeah, 3rd down wasn't great either, but that was a very clean Seattle type of game. If they can continue to play like that, I think they can win games. Yeah, maybe not against the Niners, but that was a good performance. Defensively, though, DJ Jones honestly was a little sluggish, but I don't think he was getting off the line a little slow, but he was better. Jamal Adams playing in the box, again, he kind of did, but then again, it was basically just out in the open most of it, though. Jordan Brooks didn't get, so here's the thing, Jordan Brooks did not have a good game, what is it called, getting to the A-gap. It was not something that he definitely, that he stressed, but I'll be honest, again, he did a decent job in terms of tackling. Bobby Wagner can figure out how to control. Yeah, they weren't able to really use that again. So some coverage busts in terms of the linebackers and with the other guys. But outside of that, I mean, let's go on. Let me put it like this: the Seahawks defense was dead average. But I'll give them 2 minuses because again they gave up 312 yards to 3 touchdowns. Like Sam Howell. Come on, guys. Boyle Moff is really good though. Now let's get to Giants, Commanders. Yeah, Cowboys. My bad. You better bet the over in this game because holy crap, that was just an absolute slaughtering. Holy crap. Yeah, here are the highlights.
Welcome to Arlington. It's America's Game of the Week here with the New York Giants taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
Keep this Dallas offense at bay.
As Ferguson in motion, pressure on Prescott, gets rid of it. Lamb. Oh, one-hander! C.D. Lamb. 4th and goal on the give. Pollard up the middle. He gets denied.
Taking a shot downfield.
And the extra 5 yards was a penalty on Banks, who was on Lamb again. Here's a fake. Now it's Lamb on the reverse. Has a seam. C.D. Lamb scores.
Lamb.
Here's Prescott. And that is going to be picked off. Cordell Flott turning it around. 4th and 2. It is Barkley. It is not going to get it done. Prescott pumps. Has a man. C.D. Lamb has got it. Inside the 30. Bringing the fullback. Fake to Pollard here. Floating it out for Ferguson. Touchdown, Dallas. 2nd and goal. Prescott going for Cooks. He's got it. Touchdown, Dallas. Prescott and the Cowboys rolling again. Fires one. Cooks in stride. Oh, and he's tripped up. He was gone.
That was a perfect strike to Prescott. Prescott in some trouble. Ojulari coming with pressure, floats it out there. Oh, he's got a completion to Lamb. Are you serious? Yeah, 3rd and 9. Prescott flushed out of the pocket. Looking to run. Dak Prescott is in. Touchdown. Today, like he is here again, going to take off and run. Another penalty flag from the secondary. Big gainer for DeVito if it stands.
It took you long enough.
Well, you got to give me a chance. Throw it outside to Cager, who is going to be in for the score. Winding down, they get the playoff. Protected, going deep. Michael Gallup, he's got it! Touchdown, Dallas! And there's a lot that's going wrong. DeVito going deep. He's got a man. Hyatt is open, but then the seam closes and it's intercepted. Guess who? Duran. 35-7 the score. Prescott on the fake. Some pressure comes. Gets hit as he throws. Going deep. Brandon Cooks. He's got it again. Looking. Throwing end zone. Another one for CeeDee Lamb and a touchdown. Dallas. Penalty in the... Blitz coming. Rush stands in, delivers into a lot of traffic, and it's intercepted by Darnay Holmes. And it's up and true for the longtime veteran 49ers before they play the Cowboys next. Here's Rush, lofting one. Gallup. Oh, good catch. Michael Gallup goes up and gets. Don't do that. First and goal. Here's Dowdle. And he's in. Touchdown, Dallas. From the 2, DeVito throwing a fade. Sterling Shepard has got it for the score.
And the Cowboys take care of business with an absolute murder scene versus the Giants, of course, putting up nearly 50 points. And yeah, if you want to wonder why the Cowboys are always in the top 5 points per game yardage, it's because they have games like this against bad teams where they just absolutely put up just a huge number on them. Which again is exactly what happened in this game. They moved to 4-0 at home, 12 straight wins, and yeah, again, all their wins have been against quote unquote bad teams. Like they blew out the Rams, which again they've been bad the past 2 weeks. They blew out the Giants, obviously, blew out the Patriots, and they blew out the Jets. So, yeah, that makes sense that they've done this. But Giants fall 2-8. They play in Washington next week. That should be another bad game. Cowboys are 6-3. Who are they? No, they're playing Carolina next week. That game could be even worse, to be honest. Tommy DeVito, he had good effort. He had some nice completions. I think, yeah, one of the touchdowns was good. But, yeah, garbage time numbers for him. Saquon, when you get down by, 30? Yeah, you're not going to run the football. Outside of that, no one really did anything receiving-wise. No one can really get open. Joshua Corbin, just Jason. I don't know who this dude is. I'm going to be completely honest. I do not know who this guy is. So, yeah, enlighten me on him. But defensively, I don't really know what to say. Because, they're just so much less talented than the Giants. Cowboys were. Because, obviously, Kayvon Thibodeau got hurt. Dexter Lawrence got triple teamed, and their linebackers just didn't do anything. So, with all that in mind, let's be Xavier McKinney and Jason Pinnock really needed to get to the boundary, and they didn't. So, yeah, you saw those big plays, and yeah, this defense, they just weren't very good. They got absolutely torched. Cowboys though, Dak becomes the first Cowboys thing. Yeah, he has the most 400-yard games in Cowboys history, and he only trails Drew Brees for the most 400-yard games ever. 26-35, 404 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception. At least they got 2 picks off him. Of course, Cooper Rush was in relief. Basically played probably the second half. But yeah, Dak, he really had a good game. Running game, Tony Pollard, again, he still has not done anything this year. He hasn't scored since week 1. That's all I'll say. Wait, do you have 2 touchdowns? No. There we go. How many did... Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns. Okay. He scored more than once this year. I was about to say. But outside that, they kind of ran the football well. They didn't do it too much, though. Brandon Cooks, monster game, 9 for 171, touchdown. CeeDee Lamb becomes the first receiver ever with over 10 catches and over 150 yards in one game. Also had a touchdown and, ran for 1, too. They had 3 rushing touchdowns along with the 4 that Dak threw. Jake Ferguson got me some points in fantasy. Michael Gallup, it might be back. He caught a bomb. Meanwhile, defensively, okay, they didn't have to do a ton. Obviously, they got a ton of pressure like you'd usually expect. Jerron Bland's been the best corner in the league this year, outside of Jalen Johnson. Statistically, he's been better, but those are your two first-team All-Pro safety corners. What is it called? Mozzie Smith looked really good. Damone Clark also had 3 tackles. I mean, this defense really didn't have to do too much. You can see the backups going in. Like, when Nashawn Wright is going one-on-one on the anticipated target, you know the Cowboys are blowing a team out. 640 total yards, though. That's ridiculous. It's not like the Broncos game, but it's pretty close. They had the ball basically the whole game. Yeah, they had more turnovers, though. I mean, that's the one thing the Giants did, so I guess that's good. Giants can convert a single third down, and this game was again they had double the amount of first downs and double the amount of fourth. Oh my God, this is really bad. Nothing good happened for the Giants this game. Outside the only thing they won was a turnover battle. Like, that's literally it. But at least they had 111 rushing yards. Oh, speaking of that, Danny DeVito, or my bad, Tommy DeVito, he had 41 rushing yards too. Yeah, there's really nothing else to say, guys. This game was just so bad. Yeah, and like I just said, guys, there's really nothing much to say. I mean, Tank Bowl, Tommy DeVito was okay. I'll give him, I'll be completely honest, 4 minuses. Didn't expect much. Alright, defensively, you gave up 49 points and 640 yards. I don't care that you're playing the Cowboys offense, which is much better than you. Like, 9 minuses, there's nothing good that happened. Now let's talk about oh, no. They had a good start. That's why they don't have 10 minuses. They did force a punt, and they did force 2 turnovers. So, at least that's something. Now let's look at the Cowboys. Outside of their offense, not really playing actually that well in the red zone, to be completely honest. The QB carry did work. So, I don't know, I'll give them 8 pluses. They played well. Like, I don't care if it's against the Giants. Like, they play like that, they beat the Eagles last week. They played well enough to win that type of game. That's how I think of it. But defensively, I swear if Saquon breaks one on Dinquan's going to do his own type of breaking. Saquon didn't break a big run, so I mean, I guess that's good. I don't even know what to give him because they really didn't have to do too much. I'll give him a plus, I guess. Like, guys, the Cowboys defense literally didn't have to do anything in this game. So, yeah, plus. And that's all I got for the Cowboys, guys. Yeah, let's get into Sunday Night Football. Here are the highlights. This game was so bad. Why are the Jets still in primetime?
The lights of Las Vegas shining on a clear mid-November night. And down at the south end of the Strip, the site of Super Bowl 58, Allegiant Stadium. From the 33, little play action. And Wilson throws it to Wilson again. Garrett Wilson open space. Inside the 30. And Thomas pushed and hold. Nice job of spinning the laces. Stumbling there. Keeps his balance. And throws. Devontae Adams goes up. Brings it in. And Adams down the sideline. Different view. Daniel Carlson. 40. Knocks it through it. Season long from the shoreline. It's 53. Powerfully hear it. 8th on the depth chart. Just hung around there. One time he threw a pick there to Jordan Whitehead. Who got picked up. Wilson gonna take off. Get the first down and much more. Wilson to the pylon. He is in for the touchdown. Sherlock from 30. And that is 54. Daniel Carlson has got it. 41 gets 54. And 17th carry for Josh Jacobs. This is best of the night. Jacobs in the secondary. Jacobs at the 20. Under the football. Jacobs in motion. Fakes ahead. Jet fan made the trip. Deep drop. Wilson tries to get home. He's got space. He's got a ton of space. Brees Hall sprinting. From 45. 14 to go. Jacobs inside run. Dancing and darting. On his 25th carry of the night. Did that ball come out? Wilson throws it. Tripping. It's picked off by Robert Spillane. Spillane taking off. He's down at the 40. Pressure comes. Wilson has to escape. Crosby chasing him. He's got to get some space and momentum to heave it. Now he does. Downfield towards the end zone. It is incomplete.
And the Jets failed to score a touchdown for the second straight week as they've dropped their second straight to fall to 4-5 against the Raiders team they should have beat, who hold on to win their second straight going to 5-5. I think they're 5-1 at home this year, something like that. And They they're playing they're playing the Dolphins next week, which they should get slaughtered. But hey, you never know. They beat both New York teams again. 16-12 was the final score. Obviously, Zach Wilson did not hit that Hail Mary at the end of the game. Speaking of that, he went 23 of 39 for 260 yards in that really bad interception where he got read like a book. Like Robert Spillane was ready for that re-snap. It was really bad. But obviously he telegraphed that one, and then also the fact that guys he did have big plays, so I'll give him that. But in the red zone, his offense just went to complete crap. And Zach Wilson being your leading rusher is never that good. Breece Hall, he couldn't get anything going. Dalvin Cook at least got a couple carries. Garrett Wilson had a solid day, 9 for 93, though. Tyler Conklin had a really nice day, 7 for 70. Breece Hall, again, he was somewhat productive through the receiving game at least. But outside that, again, they had a couple big plays, but in the red zone, they were just so bad. Meanwhile, defensively, there's really nothing much to say. Like, they did their job. Like, again, only giving 16 points is, like, again, they had a decent game. But pressure wasn't exactly consistent. I think they got moved up a little bit in terms of the run defense. They could have done better there. C.J. Mosley was relied on a lot to make a lot of tackles. Quincy Williams definitely took a step back. The first 8 games of the season, guys, he was one of the best linebackers in the league. He did not look that good last game. Or this game. Obviously, Jordan White did have his 4th interception of the year, and the corners didn't have to do too much. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, Aiden O'Connell was solid, 16 of 27, 153. Again, the early interception, but he did throw that touchdown, and was able to find Devontae Adams 2 and 6 for 86. Now, after that, no one really did much in the receiving game. Michael Mayer was just a freaking bowling ball in this game, as well as Josh Jacobs, who had his best game of the year overall. He may not have as many touchdowns, but 116 yards rushing is pretty good there. And he also had, I think, on 29 touches, he had, 127 total yards. Meanwhile, defensively, Nate Hobbs was good in this game. He made it hard on Garrett Wilson, even though, again, he had a pretty decent game. Robert Spillane, again, like I said, he probably would get the defensive player of the game for this one. Player of the game, 4 tackles, a sack, and an interception. Outside of that, I mean, the safeties were a little shaky. Like, Trayvon Murray could have been better, but I'm being completely honest, guys. Malcolm Kuntz getting a sack. They did a good job. Marcus, they actually did do a good job with Max Crosby. He only got like 4 pressures. So, for how many he usually gets, that was actually a decent performance against him. So, honestly, the Raiders defense had a decent game, obviously, though. The Jets had 365 yards total offense and still didn't score a touchdown. They, again, haven't scored a touchdown since, that 50-yarder against the Giants. And they've only scored 1 touchdown since, week 6, I think? Yeah, something like that. Again, the Raiders did have 2 more turnovers, but again, 1 more turnover, but it really didn't make a difference because, again, both these teams were decent on 3rd down. It was, again, maybe the sacks. I'm being honest, guys, it was, again, that's the red zone. The Raiders at least scored a touchdown, the Jets didn't. That's kind of the thing. And, of course, with the Jets, playing the, why am I going slow? They're playing the Bills, well, that's me ugly. Raiders, 5-5, and they got the Dolphins. Now let's look at the keys to game grades to wrap this thing up. Alright, Jets offense. Yeah, you can't score in the red zone. I don't care how your offense played. 5 minuses. You move the football, but in the red zone, guys, it's the same old. Defensively, Quentin Williams, 2+ sacks. He didn't get that much pressure. Sauce Gardner getting 2 picks. No, they didn't even try to jump in your routes. They actually didn't even play that, to be honest. Quincy Williams, 7+ tackles with a sub-60 rating allowed. They did it, and I'm going to say he definitely took a step back, but I will say he was decent in coverage. So, with all that said, again, he didn't do, had a pretty bad game overall, actually, in, run defense in terms of gaps. But I'm going to be honest, I'll give this defense 2 minuses. Again, they just got kind of moved up front, but they only gave 16 points, guys. Again, for, with their expectation, they didn't have a good game, but it wasn't like they, got absolutely, torched or anything like that. Now, let's look at the Raiders, for the end of this thing. For Vegas, more jet sweeps under 2.5 for Aiden drop. Yeah, they didn't. I think they ran 2 jet sweeps in this game. It wasn't anything crazy, but they did get Aiden to throw the ball out pretty quick. Devontae 6 targets in the first half. Yup. And Josh Jacobs definitely got 20 carries. Offensively, they did everything I asked them to. I'll give them a plus. Again, they only scored 16 points, but at least they did move the football. Defensively, Max Crosby picking up Zach. And yeah, he didn't really actually get a sack or anything relatively close to it. So that isn't good. But the secondary corners definitely did a better job in this game. At least covering Garrett Wilson over again, all with Nate Hobbs. Again, the safeties could have been better, but again, they did a day outside of containing Dak Wilson in terms of run defense. They did a good job, held him out of the red zone, held him out of the end zone. You can't really complain there. I'll give them 4 pluses. And that's all I got for the Raiders, guys. That's all I got for the NFL Week 10 Sunday recap. See you for the Monday Night Football recap tomorrow. And yeah, see you then.
For defense, the rest of the game.
Play fake. Sanders launches far sidelines. A battle for the football. Did he come down with that? Wow.